Favourites. It's an interesting one. Some people might ask me, what's your favourite sport? And do you like mountain biking or surfing better? And I might say, oh yeah, mountain biking, because surf is a bit fickle. You never know what the surf's going to be like, and you might have angry locals there, and you might catch 3 waves in an hour. And so mountain biking is always sort of there, and you can go out and have a good time. So mountain biking is my favourite. Or what's your favourite bike that you've ever owned? You know, like, look at this beast. Maybe this is my favourite. I'm never going to go any other brand other than Trek Roscoe. Or do I like dual suspension, or do I like hardtails better? And I remember having this cool bike called a DMR Trail Star, and loved that bike. Never won a race, but loved it. This bike is pretty awesome, but it's not quite as fast as a dually. Is that my favourite? And at the moment, this is the bike I own, so this is my favourite, and I'm absolutely loving it. And then it gets me thinking about people. You know, do I have favourites? At school, often we'll say to students, oh, you're my second favourite student. And often they're not proud of that. They're actually just wanting to know why they're not the favourite. And it sort of just keeps everybody on a bit of a level playing field. But do teachers actually have favourites? And well, I don't know if favourite is the right terminology, because you've got certain students you connect with. You've got students who actually do what you ask, such as hand in drafts or assessments. And so maybe they're your favourite. You got the funny ones who make you laugh. Maybe that makes them your favourite. You know, but it's hard to gauge. You've got all these different types of people in your classes. You know, you got the big kid in year 8 who was a cheeky person and didn't do much work, and now, you know, they could arm wrestle you so easily when they're in year 11. Maybe because you connect well with them, then they're your favourite. And it got me thinking that you know, in the Bible, does God talk about favourites? And maybe the people who accept the truth and love of God because of what Jesus did on the cross, maybe those people who are believers are God's favourite. I'm not sure that's the right terminology. Here's another illustration. The Bible has lots of stories, especially in Genesis, about favourites. You've got Jacob and Esau. Esau was dad's favourite, and Jacob was mum's favourite, to the point where they stole the birthright, and that caused major family conflict. So later on, Jacob and his wife, they have a favourite, and that's Joseph. And Joseph, the favourite, is hated by his brothers so much that he's sold into slavery. Now, this is not what God wanted, but God orchestrates this beautiful plan to redeem that whole family network. And you get Joseph forgiving his brothers and inviting them to Egypt to share in all the riches that he's been able to accomplish through his integrity, or his life of integrity. And so here's Jesus on the cross. And the interesting thing that we have to remember is Jesus died for sinners. And that means all of us. So he died for the people who are going to say, yes, thank you, Jesus, for this gift. But he also died for the people who might not say that. And so, you know, if I think about my kids, there isn't a favourite. One I might connect with at one particular time, or they also might do what I say more often, but I love them equally, just like I love every student that I teach. And it's not about favourites. I love that the quiet person who is doing their work and constantly get drafts in, I'm proud of those people. And the people who yell out in class because they're so excited about an answer, they're just as awesome. And hopefully we can pray to say, let's not have favourites. Let's actually see what God sees in people, rather than thinking about our own selfish connection with people and see the true people that God has made them to be.